good on Facebook? Okay. All right, thanks, Celine. Well, it showed me that it was gone. So I'm glad it's good. I didn't touch anything and I got my glasses back, so we're all here. Okay, let's get to our questions. It is 4 o'clock and I have a number of questions that have been submitted in advance. So we're going to start with the first one that was asked. And the question goes like, wait, I'm in the wrong place. Oh, gee, I need to put my glasses on my glasses. Let's see if we can try it this way. I want to, you know what? I'm moving that off my face. There we go. All right. Today I test drive my dream car, feeling the abundance I can dream it. Awesome, Carlin. That's great. Good for you. Oh, for God's sake. Thank you. No, I do not want to buy a website today. Okay, there we go. I had something on my screen to address a question and I had pushed it off. Okay, here's the first question. And I don't know whether Brian's here, but Brian Mion, I think is his last name. Here's the question that was submitted. Hi, Peggy. Can you please share the exact, precise, step-by-step process on how to manifest? I'm assuming that belief has something to do with this. Of course, belief has so much to do with it. So if that's the case, how does someone develop the belief that will actually work? All right. So Brian and anyone else who's on this call, you want to know the exact steps. Number one is you have to be willing to dream and dream big. Suspend any disbelief while you're thinking about what would you love? What would you love to have in your life? What would you love to experience in your life? That is a very important first step. You've got to be willing to dream. You got to be willing to set some goals, clear goals. So that's the first step. The next step is to become very clear on what is it exactly that you would love. So if you're thinking you want a home as an example, but you might not know exactly where the home is or what the home is like exactly, well, what would you love? Would you love a home that's big and spacious? Would you love the home that has several bedrooms, several bathrooms? Would you love a pool? Do you want a garage? Do you want it all to be on one level? Do you want a multi-story home? Do you want it to be in the city? Would you love to have an exercise room in your home? Would you love to have a games room in your home? Do you want to have a theater room in your home? Would you love to have a dining room and a kitchen? Would you love to have a living room and a family room? Would you love to have a games room? Would you love to have a bar? Like, these are all the things. So you get clear. This is part of the steps of manifestation. You get clear on exactly what it is that you would love. That is the second step in the process of manifestation, Brian. Then the third step is that you then step into your imagination. You tap into your imagination and you imagine, what is it going to be like when I have that? So if it's a home, and that's what we're using as an example, you start to imagine owning your home and living in your home. So you become very clear on what that is as well. And then you must become perfectly aligned with the goods that you desire. How do you do that? Well, you've got to create the belief system that it is yours, that you deserve it, that you have it, that whatever it is about that experience is already yours in the way that you would love for it to be owned, for example. And so you become very clear on that. Now, what I do, and is a process that I created years ago, is I follow the Power Life Script process. And you can download this as a free book. There's a link, Power Life Script. I'll just type it on Facebook, and I don't know, Celine, if you're online, and you can type it on Instagram as well. It's Power Life Script /free book. So Brian, who asked that question, I suggest that you go there and you download that ebook and you follow the process. Now remember, there is going to be a period of time that will elapse before your goal or any goal manifests in the form. It's called the law of gestation. So you'll have to wait for that period of time to elapse. All right. So those are really the steps, not more complicated than that. You can make it more complicated if you want to. A lot of people do make it a lot more complicated than it is. But I suggest that you just decide that you're going to follow through those steps and absolutely do that. Now, you must be in alignment every day. It's not a matter of getting in alignment and just doing it for a moment. You must get into alignment and stay in alignment. That's why the Power Life Script process works so magnificently. Okay, the next question that was asked is a question by Seth. And Seth is saying, I have my big stretch financial goal, but at the moment, I'm facing some immediate financial challenges. Should I focus on affirming, I'm so happy and grateful now that all my bills and rent are always paid with ease, and include that statement in my Power Life Script? Yes and yes. Or should I keep focusing only on my big goal and create my Power Life Script around that vision? Thank you in advance for answering my questions. Well, what you could say is that if in your Power Life Script, Seth, part of what you're working toward is owning a home, then I wouldn't have the word rent even in my Power Life script. But you could say all your expenses are paid with ease, on time, early, or something along those lines. I'm so happy and grateful that all my expenses are easily paid for, on time, or early. You could do something like that. And of course, that would include any of your living expenses in the home that you're in as well. I keep focusing on your big goal. You want to stay focused on living from the big goal that you have. So if it is to earn a certain amount of money, as an example, and that's what you're working toward, then definitely stay in alignment with that. And you're going to find that results will get better and better and better over time. You have to be patient with it. That's one of the challenges that so many people find, is they're not patient. They don't understand that there's this period of time that's going to elapse. And therefore, they get frustrated and they abort their missions, or they pack it in, and that's never going to get you to where you want to go. So stick with it, follow the process. It works every time. The next question that I have here says, hello, Peggy, greetings from the Seychelles. Could you share some tips on the state of mind that one needs to be in order to manifest one's desires, and how quickly one can get to that state of mind? I'm going to answer the second part of your question first, and then the first part of your question second. So the first part of the second part of the question is how quickly. Bam, you can get into state like that. That is just simply a decision, and it's a choice you make. You can decide right now, bam, you're going to get into alignment with the goods that you desire. Do it right now. Do it in this moment. That's how fast you can do it. It's as fast as the snapping of the fingers. Now, the other part is, this question was asked, how do you get into, or pardon me, what is the state of mind one needs? The state of mind is the feeling state from the end goal, meaning you must feel as if you already have it. That's the state of mind. So if you're in a state of mind of having that which you desire, kind of like this question that I have on my desk here, which is, now that your dream is fulfilled, how do you feel? That's the state of mind. And it's not even necessarily a state of mind, it's a state of body. It's an emotional state. So think about everyone that's on this call right now, whether you're on Instagram or you're on Facebook, think about this, okay? I want you to choose one goal. Just choose one goal, whatever it is. I have a goal that I have. It's on my goal card for a certain amount of money that I'm earning this year. Okay, so I'm thinking about that goal. I want you to do the same. Think about a goal, all right? Okay, now that you're thinking about that goal, I want you to answer this question. Now that that goal or the dream is realized, how do you feel? How do you feel? So if you think about that for a moment, how do you feel? Well, I feel deep and profound gratitude. Deep and profound gratitude. I feel a sense of relief. I feel joy. I feel pride to some degree as well. It just feels really good. Well, that's the state of mind that you must be in order to manifest that which you desire. That's why I keep one of these little triangle that I had made. I have this on my desk. I have one in my bedroom as well, right beside the bed. And I also have that question written on a little sheet of paper, and I take it with me wherever I go. So that's the state of mind that you have to be in. Let's go to the next question that was asked. The next question is from Colin. And Colin, I noticed that you're on Facebook, so good to see you here. Colin says, would you please talk about the demand principle and how to apply it? My paradigm is telling me I shouldn't be demanding anything. I would like to overcome that feeling. Maybe it's a British thing. Thank you so much for taking the time to share your knowledge with us. And when is your new book coming out? The new book's coming out in November for sure. We actually added more resources, more help to our team, which I'm so grateful for. So that's going to help us get the book out. I actually handed it over to Trace a while ago, but he's been busy with so many projects that he hasn't had time to finish what he needs to do to it, but it's going to be out within the next couple of weeks. And so demand, let's talk about demand. Is it a British thing? I think maybe it could be a Canadian thing. It could be, whatever kind of thing you think it is. But I think it is an issue for many people. But here's how the word demand, and I want you guys to all listen to this, okay? Here's how the dictionary defines the word demand. It is a noun that means this: an insistent and peremptory request made as if by right. So what does that really mean? It means that you expect it to happen. You expect it to happen. You see, there's a difference between wishing for a thing and being ready to receive it. That's actually written inside Think and Grow Rich. So to help you understand that in real layman's terms, and this is why I created the book called The Demand Principle, is that if you think about this, you go to a restaurant, and we're actually at a restaurant last night. We went out for dinner. A client was here all day for a planning session, and my husband and I went out for dinner with him. We're sitting in the restaurant, and they handed us a menu. So we look over the menu, we decide what we would love. Then the waitress came back, and we asked her for our order. Well, from that point, she went off into the kitchen, and the restaurant was full. I mean, it was very, very busy. It was a very full restaurant. And she went off to the kitchen, and a few minutes later, she brought us back food. It's kind of like we expected that the food was going to come. We didn't expect that the food wasn't going to come. We expected it. So the demand principle, Colin, means an insistent and peremptory request as if made by right. You expect it to happen. That's what the demand is. Now, demand is a very misunderstood word, and you're going to read about that when you get the book, The Demand Principle. So right below, I describe what the definition is in the dictionary of demand. I wrote, demand is such a misunderstood word. It is a request in which you ask for what you want, knowing the outcome or your desire is going to happen without question, without further discussion, knowing it is done. It's a feeling of certainty. That's what it is. So that's what demands are. That's how you make a demand of the universe. And hopefully, Colin, that helps you with that as well. And if not, you're welcome to ask me any more questions that you desire. Okay, the next question that I have here is from Wifsom. It looks like WIFSOM. I'm assuming that's Wifsom. And here's what the question is. Hello, Peggy. What is the best advice to help me get my new holistic programs and products out to the world? What did you do to get recognized before people knew who you were? Thank you. Well, with some, you are in the right place for that. I have created an entire program to show you exactly what I did and what I do now as well. And so it's not something I'm going to answer in a 30-minute open Q&A call, because we invested mega hours to not only show you, but to walk you through and create tools and resources for you inside a program called A Million in a Month. A Million in a Month. Now, we've had a special going on that may be shut down. I'm just going to check and see if it's still going on or not. We had a special. We decided to extend it just by a day because some people told me that they wanted to get into the special. So Trace extended it. It looks like it is still available. I'm going to put the link inside. Oh, it's still open now. Right on, says Celine. Thank you very much for that. So here's the link here. I'm just going to paste it in on Facebook. And if you could perhaps put that over onto Instagram as well, Celine, that would be great. And then we'll let anyone know that. Okay, so $1 million in a month is a program that we created to show people how they could earn $1 million in a month or more, or $1 million in a weekend if you want. And it's a program based on what I've been doing for last 20 years, marketing online. It was one of the early adapters to that, as well as my business partner, Trace Haskins. And so it's a program that I absolutely recommend with some that you get involved in, and you start to follow through, and then you can get some results as well inside that program. So those are the questions that I've had submitted in advance. We will be announcing more open Q&A calls next week, the following week, right into November. And if you are online right now and you have a question for me on either Instagram or Facebook, I know a number of folks are getting ready to head off to do some trick or treating. Okay, great. February 2 event. Okay, Natalie is asking this question. So Natalie is saying, can you talk a bit about what the February 2nd or February 2-day event in Miami is all about? It's actually not Miami. It's in Sarasota. And it starts the afternoon of the 1st of February. So it's February the 1st from 2 to 6. And it's also all day Sunday. It's called Masters Manifesting. Masters Manifesting. And Natalie, you're going to hear about it probably within the next week. So Trace is working on the page right now to get it set up so that we've already got, I think, you know what, we haven't even announced it yet. I think 39 seats have already been taken. But we will be promoting it very soon. I'm doing this event with Phil Goldfine. It's called Masters Manifesting. Oh, thank you. Thanks, Celine. And so the idea behind Masters Manifesting is really about manifestation techniques for anything, whether it's to manifest $1 million in a month, or whether it's to manifest an Academy Award, or whether it's to manifest a physical goal, like Phil's been achieving all these swimming goals as well. How you can manifest your soulmate, how you can manifest a dream home. It's really about manifestation. That's the whole idea. And Phil Goldfine and I have been friends now for many, many years. He is, as Bob calls him, one of his most advanced students. And the two of us will be delivering this program together. Okay, Vladimir says, I don't have a question, just want to say I'm loving the prosperity breathing technique, daytime and nighttime audio, also the Relax Your Way to Wealth and Abundance app, also the Power Life Script program and $1 million a month ebook and the Power Life Script ebook. Wonderful, Vladimir. I love it. I love that you're using those things. You know, we created these tools for you to use, obviously. Is it Michaela? Michaela, is that how you say your name? Or Michela? The question is asked. I think this is a great question. Is the Masters Manifesting going to be live streamed? And actually, we don't know yet, because we're going to have to get down there. We're going to have to test it and see if it actually works. So according to the hotel, it should work. We have to check to see what equipment. I'm having a meeting actually in about 10 days to talk about what equipment we need. So right now we're going to see what's available. Okay, so here's a question here from Virtualis. I first saw you on Paradigm Shift a couple of weeks ago. I'm doing thinking and results for only 2 weeks and seeing results already. What programs do you offer? Well, I offer many programs. You can go to PeggyMcColl.com and you'll see the programs that I have there. I offer a program called $1 Million in a Month, and you can go see that at $1millionamonth.com. You can, Celine just put a little message in there too. I also have Power Life Script. I have Way to Riches, The Committed Author. I mean, there's many programs that I offer. Elite Circle of Influence, we're going to be launching soon. That'll be for 2020. We'll start taking memberships for that. So pretty much updates. We're going to be updating my website as well in the next couple of weeks. That's something we'll be doing. But if you go to my website and sign up for the Morning Money class, the Morning Money class are videos. Okay, Virtualis, go to PeggyMcColl.com and sign up for the Morning Money class, because when you're a member of the Morning Money class and you're receiving these free videos from me 3 times a week. So essentially what I do is I create these little lessons in manifestation. Thank you, Celine. They're called Morning Money class, and they're free, and they're Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And I'll do, they're anywhere between 2 and 5 minutes. Mostly in that range. Sometimes I go over, rarely do I stay under, but they're usually in that range. And they're lessons on prosperity, consciousness, how to attract. Thank you, Natalie. I appreciate it. All right. Mahmoud says, how can we be freedom financially? Well, that's decide you're going to be free financially. And then Mahmoud, I suppose you've probably already downloaded the free ebook for the Power Life Script, or maybe you're in the Power Life Script program. And if so, start to declare it through repetition. So you create a Power Life Script. This is what this is all about. So you can download this as a free ebook that you can get online. We put the link there online as well. So Mahmoud, what I suggest is go there and find out how. Thank you, Celine. She put the link there again. Go and download the free ebook. Check it out. You may want to get into the Power Life Script program if you're not. But the idea behind the Power Life Script is to impress upon your subconscious mind the ideas, the images, the experience, the beliefs that are required in order for you to have financial freedom, if that's what you wanted to have, or to have perfect health, or to have the ideal relationships, or to be doing work that you deeply love. You see, the Power Life Script is the most powerful technique that I've ever used, and I created it many, many years ago. Once I realized that in order to change our paradigms, we must repeat certain things over and over again until we get to a point that we believe it and it becomes a part of who we are. That's how you change a paradigm, is through spaced repetition of a new idea. All right, that's what you must do. So in order to do that, you've got to do the work, which is I listen to my audio. I put in my little earbuds and I listen to my Power Life Script. I've already listened to it today 10 times. and it's 26 minutes long. So I listen to it over and over and over again until it impresses it upon my subconscious mind, until it becomes a part of who I am. Thank you, Carlin. I really appreciate you. You're so kind. All right, we have a couple more questions that have been submitted. Let me go and find those little babies. I got a note from Celine. Thank you so much. Okay, 2 more questions on Facebook. Oh, all right then. Did I miss them there? Oh, there we are. Okay, great. System, hi. How can I discover the best service I can render to the world and to make every person hear about that service? Excellent. Are you talking about, excuse me, every person on the planet? All right. So how do you discover the best service that I can render? I believe, and I love that you're asking that question, first of all. I think it's a phenomenal question. I think it's an important question, and I think it's a question that most people should be asking, and not only once, but ask yourself that daily. And it's a question that I really is a guiding, it's kind of like a guiding light for my life. And so I believe that you have to just really use your common sense. Common sense is not that common. Use your common sense and really think, what is it that people really want? What are people hungry for? Where is there a need? That's part of the question that you answer. The next part of it is, what do I have of value, either from my experience, my knowledge, my training, my education, whatever it is, my wisdom? What do I have of value that could help fulfill that need? That's the next part of the question. And then you have to think about, what could I create from there? Now, that's what we do in $1 Million in a Month. People that take that program don't all have ideas. Some of them get in there just thinking, I'd love that outcome, don't know what I'm going to do, but I talk about how do you come up with ideas? How do you come up with the idea of how you will serve? And then we get into deep detail on how to let the whole world know that you have it and it's out there. And that takes some energy, but it can, I don't know about everybody in the world, because not everybody's connected to the internet. We've got about 4 billion people that are, but there's 3 billion that aren't. So you'll be able to reach massive amounts of people, because I believe there's no more borders as it relates to the internet. So we're here, I'm here in beautiful Ottawa, Ontario, and you're wherever you happen to be. Celine's out in Calgary, Alberta, and Colin is over there in the UK, and we've got people from all there, Victoria's from Los Angeles, and we've got people on here from all over the world. And see, the internet allows us to connect together. So that's what I teach people, is how to use the internet to reach a broader audience, a wider audience. So if I were you, I would check out the $1 Million in a Month program. All right. Oh, cool. Hamid says, I'm watching right now the Bob Proctor Paradigm Shift from YouTube. Awesome. That is great. All right, good. I got to go, Peggy, because I have a potential, but I would love to learn more about how to make an online course. Excellent. Okay, Dalian, go to $1millioninamonth.com/special. And oh, thank you. You're going to love that. All right, great. Victoria says, happy Halloween. I don't have a question, but I want to know, I love your $1 Million in a Month program because it works. Awesome. Yeah, you are kicking butt. You're creating some amazing things. And, you know, like the difference is, you know, Victoria Winters is on here, and I've been blessed to serve her. She's a client of mine, and been blessed to serve her for some time now. And what I love about Victoria, of course, she's talking about the results that she's getting. Well, she's getting results because she's moved into action. So the first thing she did was she invested in herself, and then she studied, and then she implemented. That's how you get results. And it's not enough to just study these materials. You've got to implement as well, and then you'll start to get better and better and better results. Okay, Celine, did I miss any questions? I know you mentioned there were a couple of questions on here. Oh, yes. Okay. Dalian says, although she had to leave, she says, I know you mentioned about writing a book, but also about doing online courses too, right? Yes, absolutely. I've been doing courses now for about 40 years. Actually, I started teaching courses back when I was a very young girl. And courses is actually my absolute favorite thing to do. I love teaching courses. Yesterday, I had a client here for the entire day, and we invested the day working on his course that he's creating, which is a phenomenal program. And I'm sure you'll be hearing all about that sometime in the very near future. But yeah, and anyone can do a course. Like, one of the reasons that people don't create courses or don't create an online business is because they think that they don't have any ideas, or they think that they can't, or they're not educated enough or experienced enough, or they think they have to be technically inclined. And that's just all hogwash. You do not have to be technically inclined. And you don't even have to have an idea. If you have the desire to do something, well, you will get the idea. You'll get the perfect idea, but you got to move. You got to move forward in action. And when you're moving forward in action, you're going to find that things become a lot clearer as you're going along. It really works with that quote. There's a quote by Martin Luther King. And the quote goes like this: you don't have to see the whole staircase, just take one step. And it's like that whole idea of driving at night. If you get in a car and you start driving at night and you have your headlights on, you can only see a certain distance, right? 100 feet in front of you, or whatever the headlights are, projecting to, or however much, or how much space they're projecting. And you can only see a certain period or certain space as you're driving. Same thing when you're moving toward your goals. You're not going to see every single bend and turn and curve in the road. You're only going to see part of it, and you're going to know better how to move forward and what the next step is going to be once you move into action. But moving into action is absolutely key. You got to decide to get your butt in gear. It's kind of like that whole idea of the law of Goya. The law of Goya is a law that is part of the natural laws of the universe, like the law of cause and effect, and the law of gestation, the law of vibration, the law of attraction, the law of polarity. Well, the law of Goya is the law of get off your ass. It's the law of moving, right? Doing something and taking some action. And once you do, then you'll produce much, much better results. Okay, well, I don't see any other questions here right now. I've got a client call in about 3 minutes, so I'll head on over to that right now. Great to see you guys again. The Purpose Pusher, I like that. That's a good handle. I like that a lot. Anyways, great to be with you guys. We will be back again next week. We will announce when I'm doing some live calls. I'll do a couple more live calls next week as well. And then again, we will be doing some more into the month of November. So watch for those. We'll be announcing them. We don't always do them at the same time because my schedule is changing all over the place. But I look forward to being back with you guys. I love doing these Q&As, love serving you guys, and I wish you a wonderful Halloween if that's what you're going to be doing tonight. Okay, have fun, everyone. Bye-bye for now.